sure I put my picture up there. Okay, sorry, forgot to put my picture up there. But on the other side of the fence, folks, what I do is I work directly with companies to implement AI in a way that is not just efficient, but controlled, secure, and commercially viable. Now, that dual perspective is exactly why this session exists. Because right now, businesses are rushing to adopt AI, but very few are doing it in a way that protects what matters the most. And that's client data, operational integrity, and long-term growth. So we're going to go ahead today and deep dive into what we're seeing behind the scenes. I'm going to go ahead and take down my picture, my piece here. And we are ready to go, folks. It's going to be a great session. And I'm going to talk about what we're seeing behind the scenes. And the thing is, AI isn't being rolled out strategically. It's creeping in from the bottom up, going to the top, taking industries by storm. Different teams are picking up different tools to move faster, to grow and do more, but to stay competitive. But there's no real alignment across their business. So everyone's operating in their own lane. This isn't just fragmented, it's highly risky. The market right now is sending a very different message. Vendors basically present AI as seamless and risk-free, while competitors showcase it as an symbol of innovation and progress. The narrative is overwhelming, optimistic, and almost to the point where it's being incomplete. So what is rarely discussed are the operational, legal, and reputational risks that come with unstructured adoption. The downside exists, but not being marketed. I'm going to put up a little graph here where I talk about the exposure. This is how AI is exploding all over the world right now. Folks, look at the numbers. 77% of all devices globally use AI. 77%. That's everybody who has a cell phone, a tablet, PC, computer, or some type of electronic is utilizing AI right now. We have 83% of businesses say that AI is a strategic priority, but only 23% have a strategy. Now, why is that? I want to deep dive and talk about that later on this evening as well. Then we have the ultimate of 15.7 trillion projected contribute to going global here by 2030. What that means, folks, is if you're not already implementing AI in your business, you will be left behind. So many people feel like, well, you know what? I don't need to put AI in the business. We don't do anything that contains AI, so that's not our worry. If you want to grow and you want to make money, which everybody I know of wants to grow and make money, you're going to be needing to utilize AI in your business. The problem we have is how we're going to strategically put that together. We're going to talk about that later on this evening as well. And folks, AI isn't going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. It will never go away for a long time. It's growing faster and adopting the companies by every industry as we speak. And I'm talking 4 or 5x, meaning it's climbing so fast, like it's moving faster than we can think and develop more things. The more things that comes out, everything just keeps exploding out here and just developing. But that's one of the reasons why I'm going to be talking to you this evening about how we can strategically put these things in place so you're not just wasting dollars, wasting time, getting frustrated with staff being frustrated with all these tools. Hey, try this, try that. No, we need a plan. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and go to the next thing. The thing is the real gap, folks. Increasing AI adoption creates a dangerous gap between perception and reality. And by what I mean by that is many businesses believe that because they're using AI, that they're advancing. They're not. The usage alone is not maturity. Access does not equal control. And AI without control is where the risk lies. AI is entering your business from the bottom up, but adoption is not even structured. It is being driven by individuals trying to work faster, marketing teams, sales reps, and operations through staff. But each one is making independent decisions about how AI is being used. That is not a strategy, folks. That's not. So the risk of unstructured AI adoption looks like this. You're going to create client data exposure, compliance and reality, compliance and regulatory risk, revenue leakage, shadow AI, brand and reputational damage, and scalability issues. These are all the risks that you're going to create by just having your staff come up and just utilizing different AI tools. But without a strategic plan, this doesn't do anything for you. So this is the real issue, and AI is not the risk. Unmanaged AI is the risk. So to use AI, excuse me, without risk, you need 4 things. Number 1, you need a custom AI strategy. Okay? And a custom AI strategy is without a clear plan, teams adopt random tools, expose sensitive data, and create inefficiencies that cost the business money. So what looks like productivity quickly turns into risk. A custom AI strategy gives you structure and defining what tools to use, how data is handled, and how AI fits into your workflows. That's how you reduce risk, stay compliant, and actually see ROI from AI. Number 2, you're going to get a governance framework. And what I mean by that is AI adoption without oversight creates inconsistency, unclear accountability, and decisions being made without proper review. A governance framework defines roles, responsibilities, and approval processes so AI is used intentionally, not randomly. Did you hear that key word? You're going to use, instead of being intentional, we're going to be randomly attentional. Okay? Now, Here's the approach. Here's the approach. To use AI effectively without exposing your business, you need a system, not scattered efforts. The AI framework without risk is basically a structured model for implementing AI. A framework that allows you to see what's happening, control how it's being used, protect what matters, and improve performance over time. Now, I want to say this. What I've seen here in the top, I don't know, 1 or 2% of people, what they're doing, organizations are ahead and not necessarily the ones utilizing the most of AI. They have defined strategies that align AI initiatives with business outcomes, but they have governance frameworks that establish clear boundaries and accountability. They have visibility into how AI is being used and used across the organization, and they continuously access and refine their approach. But 1 to 2% people, that's all. 1 to 2% is utilizing and doing that correctly. So this is how we help. How we help is through a focused AI strategy consultation. We will help you identify your current AI risk. We're going to assess your exposure, and then we're going to define a structured implementation plan to align all AI in your business goals. That's how we help. Now, I'm going to put up something here on the screen. Out of all of that stuff that we were talking about, which was a whole lot of yummy good stuff, what we do is we'll set an appointment, and then we have what is called an AI growth and profit assessment. With that, you're going to get a business workflow, an AI audit that is going to be tailored to your business. Basically, how you're utilizing AI, you're going to get a complete workflow on how we're going to see that. So we're going to give you that audit to say, you know what? We see you using AI here. We see you just using ChatGPT to do this. That's where the audit's going to come from. Then we're going to create an opportunity mapping for your organization. So we're going to create that opportunity where we're going to show you how AI is going to be mapping into your network to your organization. That value there, you see, is that $2,500 value. Just doing that particularly. Then we're going to create an industry-specific AI system that's recommended for you. We don't talk tools. We don't talk situations. We don't talk bots. We're going to be specific to your industry and create a roadmap, a layout, which is worth $2,500. That's a value, probably more than that. That alone is going to help you be strategically sound. And then we're going to help you create an automation roadmap to improve your efficiency. We're going to get you from being inefficient to being efficient. That's a value of $14.99. So with all these pieces here, folks, when we come up and do an AI growth and profit assessment, this value is valued right around $10,499. And again, if you were to do these things individually, this is what the prices are. This is what it will cost you out there at minimum. Okay. This is not the industry standard. This is not just, hey, this is what an average is. This is just minimum, folks. Minimum, this is what it's going to cost you to strategically have a roadmap plan in place for that. Okay. The next thing is, with that, here's an investment of $1,500. It's a one-time investment. You're going to get a custom 90-day roadmap to automate and scale with AI. And what we're going to do is, with the $1,500, we're going to deep dive into that. We're going to give you a deep dive business AI readiness session. We're going to come up with that 90-day plan to customize AI in your business. And folks, when we find out what the roadmap is, and when we find out what the implementation cost is, the $1,500 that you're investing in right now will get credited right back to you. It'll get credited right back to your implementation costs. So now, technically, it's almost like we put all this stuff together for you for free. So this is the priority, and then you're going to get priority onboarding if you do decide to move forward. But all of this stuff here, it's a very vital tool. It's a very implemented situation here, a very implemented roadmap where it's going to allow you to know and be where you need to be. You're going to be safe and sound. You're going to understand where you are. You're not going to be trying 20 or 30 tools or 10 tools. You're not going to have your staff out here trying every darn AI tool out here. None of that has to be done. What we're going to do is go back and create all of this for you. Like I said, this is what you get with the AI growth and profit assessment. The AI growth and profit assessment allows us to deep dive into your business, get all the data, right? So once we get all your data, we put all those things together, and then we're going to lay out a 90-day roadmap to get all of this stuff implemented with your business. And then we're going to become your strategic advisor moving forward. Okay? So again, I want to make sure I implement this here again, folks. When you're looking at cost costs your business time. Time is money and money is time. So when you're out there and you have your staff and they're trying one thing, then they're trying another thing, or you're putting something together and then you find out you're going through roadblocks, you're going through hiccups. But then you find out that wasn't the right solution from the beginning. What do we do? Well, instead of going through that, we're going to put that roadmap in place, and we're going to know exactly what works in your business. That's what we're going to do. So when I talk about this, I say this. We're not trying to sell you AI tools, automations, or technology. What we're trying to sell you, and this is what we talked about all this evening, is risk reduction, clarity, better decisions, and a competitive advantage. So when we look at the assessment, we do strategy, and then we do roadmap. That's where we provide and give you the blueprint, and you use that as your playbook and execute. That's how we change and create a strategy. But then we will become your full-time AI advisor. Because again, folks, I said it before, most companies are adopting AI without managing the risk. That's where the real exposure is. The companies winning in 2026 are not just using AI, they're managing it strategically. So, based on what we see, again, most businesses, again, do not have a clear AI strategy or risk framework. And that's what we do. We fix that. We fix that with a structured AI risk and strategy engagement. We run a structured AI risk and strategy engagement where we assess where you are, we identify where you're exposed, and then we build a clear roadmap for how AI should be used in your business. And with that, most companies, they invest because that's how we manage your risk and your strategy. So we've covered AI, we've covered AI governance, we covered AI security assessment, right? Because the truth is, every company is asking, how do we use AI? How are we exposed? What should we do next? The offer that I put out here this evening, I'm going to go ahead and put that back up here on the screen. The offer I put up here on the screen, that identifies and answers all of those questions. So if you want to go ahead and get ready to deep dive and get there and get your AI strategy on the books, scan this QR code here, because at this point, the question is not whether to use AI. The decision has already been made by the market. Everybody is using it. But the real question is whether your organization is exposed or in control. That's the real question. Again, we help organizations move from unstructured adoption to strategic and governed implementation. Okay? So, the next steps is let's make better decisions, folks. Let's make better decisions about AI. Let's reduce our risk exposure. Let's unlock real operational value. In order to do that, we click on this QR code, we scan, and let's go ahead and get locked in. Let's take this deal here. $1,500 gets you the AI growth and profit assessment. We'll begin that phase. And again, this is a structured engagement, folks, where we assess where you are. Okay? I will tell you that many clients also continue with us for implementation support on a monthly advisory basis. So with that being said, I thank you all. I don't know if there are any questions out there, anybody watching. If you have any questions, now it's time to go ahead and put those questions in the chat. And let's see if I can answer some questions for you. Okay, so I have one here. No. Okay, good question. So someone asked if they decide to do the investment of the $1,500 and we do the roadmap, and what happens if we cannot create a roadmap for them? Do they get the $1,500 back? Um, my answer to that is we will have a roadmap for you because we have a development team that specially is catered to doing this. So I wouldn't worry so much about that. What I really would more worry about is how we can sit down together and deep dive into your processes and see exactly how we can strategically grow and scale your business. That's how I would see. I would also be more engaged and more enthused to see, hey, we cancel out, you have your staff stop using all of these AI tools, and we find a process that they can always use. That's better. So to answer your question, we will be able to find something and put together for you so that there's no worry about that. Let's see, next question. Okay. Okay, yeah. Somebody asked, how long does it take to create the roadmap? Well, that's why I put that slide right back up here. I wanted you to see that it takes 90 days. Okay, so we're going to do a custom 90-day implementation roadmap for you where we will deep dive after we have met. We've talked about your pain points. We talked about your business structure and what you see you want to do, whether it's a better onboarding system, more automation, whatever the case may be. So we'll see that. We'll come back to the drawing table, and then I'll come back and say, hey, this is what it will cost to implement this roadmap, and this is the time it's going to take. We implement it, and boom, there we go. Okay? Okay. Okay, folks. Yep. All right. Yep. Last question here because we are coming up on our time. Great question. How long does it take? Do we have a wait list? We do not. No. It is first come, first serve. Everybody does get in the books. They get lined up. They get scheduled, right? So you'll get scheduled based on the calendar's availability and structure. You'll be meeting with me, Will Casterlow. So you'll be meeting with me, and we'll go over all those things. And it's going to be a very great, warm meeting where we'll talk about how we're going to utilize AI and how we're going to put those things together. So we're going to talk about all those pain points, and then we'll go over the structure. Okay? Yeah. Okay, folks. Well, listen, here I'm going to put up the scan and QR code again. So, again, do not forget, here is the QR code. Thank y'all for joining and connecting with us to this evening here. Listen, don't just sit there and do nothing, okay? It's right here for you. We got a roadmap for you here. And utilize our Lunch and Learn series. We do Lunch and Learn series every week. So utilize those. You'll see a bunch of videos that we've always done. Folks, you want to create a strategy instead of just coming out blasting with all tools. Because if you're trying 4 or 5 tools right now in your business, you're creating a security problem. You're creating a governance problem. You're creating a control problem. When everybody is using every single thing and no one knows what's going on, you may have an IT company that's involved or a person. They have no idea how to control it. You have to gain control, folks. Okay. So again, thank y'all again. we'll be back again here in the next 2 weeks for our next webinar series, and we're going to be talking more about other things and more fun stuff about AI. And again, thank y'all very much. And for the most of you who do celebrate, hey, happy Easter to you coming up this Wednesday. Tomorrow is Good Friday. So happy Easter, and we'll see you all next time. Okay? Bye-bye, folks.